Want to know why? Ask how. Howard the Humongous. Tonight's exciting episode is one it's really hard to make up your mind about. It's Anthony Weiner. We just had a little episode. My videographer, Cody, named it. He called it a cricket dick-waving contest. It was about how crickets, when fighting each other, will fight really harder if there's an audience, if there's another cricket watching. And it didn't do well. It only got 3,500 hits, which is nothing, which tends to indicate that we should not be talking about dick waving on Want to Know Why? Ask How. But we're going to do it anyway, because Anthony Weiner is a real conundrum, a real puzzle, a real tangle of spaghetti. You've got this guy who manages to make it into the U.S. House of Representatives. Sounds pretty good. But he is sexually addicted, so what's new? You know, politicians have been sexually addicted for as long as there have been politicians. There is an entire category of groupies who specialize in nothing but politicians. It's just the press doesn't generally cover it. How did Anthony Weiner manage to get his sexuality, his illicit sexuality, which is perfectly normal for politicians, unfortunately, how did he manage to get it covered all over the media? Easy. He likes sex online. He does it with things like Facebook. He does it where just about anybody can manage to get a copy of it, including pictures of various parts of his body. Does that make him any worse than any other politician? Probably not. Strom Thurmond, one of the worst racists in American history, who pushed racist piece of legislation after racist piece of legislation after racist piece of legislation, was having an affair with a black woman the entire time that he was pushing racist legislation, and had a daughter with her who recently, I believe, hit middle age and unfortunately died. What makes Weiner different? Well, we've been brought into the living room of his life because the living room of his life is online. And he has a wife. She's a reasonably attractive woman. She's apparently very talented. She is Hillary Clinton's point woman. And she's just had a baby. Now, approximately a year ago, Weiner's sex life became a major scandal. Such a scandal that he was forced to resign from the U.S. House of Representatives. You would think that would teach Anthony Weiner a lesson. It did not. It came to light within the last week that Anthony Weiner, who is now claiming that he has been redeemed, that he has been saved, that he has been cleansed, that he has learned his lesson, has been running for mayor of New York City to replace Bloomberg. And he was running ahead of the rest of the pack, in part because of all the headlines he got with his sex life. Then it suddenly came to life that his sex life online had not ended, that there was one woman, then two women, then three women. Now the number is up to 10. Is there a problem here? First of all, as we said, sex outside the bounds of marriage has been one of the major privileges of being a politician for as long as there have been politicians. Is that a good thing? No. It's been common among both Republicans and Democrats, and it was common before there were Republicans and Democrats. Is this a good thing? No. Why is it not a good thing? Because the men who are busy, if you'll excuse my expression, dicking around have wives. And they have kids. And this is not fair to their wives or kids. On the other hand, is it unfair to you or me? Only if it takes their eye off the ball. Only if it makes them worse politicians. Only if it keeps them from grappling with the real issues. Why? Because their obligation to you and me is not to be sexually faithful, loyal, and true. It's to be good politicians, to do the things that you, I, and this country needs. Do we want to see them hurting their wives? No. Do we want to punish them if we feel they're hurting their wives? That's something that in America we are free to do.